If you don't mind, you guys, let's give everybody a couple minutes, but please make sure you mute yourself. I am soloing this today. Normally, I have one of my VAs or whoever on here helping me answer questions. So we should be on time. I've done this launch quite a few times, and it is about an hour. And the last half an hour is more so for questions, but I will do my very best, like I said, to answer any chat questions as well. So if you have questions, feel free to put them there. And then towards the end, we will discuss whatever you guys want to know. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let me move all these toolbars out of the way. Are you excited? This is a long time. So quite a few of you are getting emails from us, and I've got a couple people saying, "What is this? Does this cost me money?" So welcome to your launch party. I am really, really excited that we're finally, we have had this product with you guys for almost a month now, about a month, actually about a month and a half. So you guys are the last Maximum One franchise to onboard. I am so excited that you're here. If you don't know who I am, and I don't think I know any of you, my name is Ashley Gotch. I am the owner and founder of SureLink Marketing. That is the name of our company. And this product that you guys are all going to preview today is called Agentwise Design. So I am a little bit about myself. I'm 35. I got started in real estate when I was 17. So I have been doing and been in this world literally more than half of my life. And what a blessing it is to be in the real estate industry in any facet. I have sold real estate. I was a transaction coordinator. I have done pretty much everything. But fast forward, I went back to college and I actually have a finance degree. So that's my education background. But fast forward, my husband and I started our company in 2013. And we do have a little over 1,200 clients. So we have a marketing side of our business, which we'll talk about. So we have a little over 1,200 clients all over the country, and some into Canada. And then with this product, we have a little over now 9,000 customers. So you guys are part of that 9,000. So we might be getting, once we get everybody set up, we might be getting inching near the 10,000, and that will be a huge celebration for us. So Agent-Wise Design, we started this business during the pandemic. So I had already been in business, let's see, about 6, 7 years by the time 2020 rolled around. And essentially, the marketing side of our business, if anybody's watching and you guys have any, I guess, reservations of doing it yourself, we do have an awesome program where we do the marketing for people. And that is honestly true, true to our roots and where we started. But during the pandemic, when everybody shut down, I had a couple agents call me and say, Ashley, I got to pause my billing. I got to cancel. I got to do, and that was so weird for us, right? And it kind of threw me into overdrive. And truly, I'm in Southwest Florida, so not too far from y'all. But I'm outside of the Naples area, and that's not it wasn't normal for us at all, especially in the market I'm in. And we only charge, well, typically we charge $3.99 a month. But you guys, it is $199 for you. But irregardless, we weren't used to losing people. So it threw me into overdrive, and I thought, what the heck? I am constantly designing listing presentations and postcards and all the things under the sun, flyers, right? Why am I limiting myself to Southwest Florida? I had a little hub of agents in Washington D.C. for some strange reason, but it threw me into overdrive. So I got to work. I said, you know what? We are always designing. We've been designing this stuff for a long time. Let's put it together, right? Let's see if we can make a membership. So I am proud to say that Agent-Wise Design, you guys are part of something that's growing. It's going to continue to grow. But we right now, as of what is the October 7th, 2025, we are hands down the largest Canva membership for real estate agents on the market as far as quantity and quality, if you will. But I want you guys to get excited about your marketing. This was an awesome investment that I believe your brokers and the owners actually purchased for all the agents. So everybody in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, you all have access to this. So over the next coming days, we should have everybody set up by Friday. So maybe write this down, highlight it, do whatever you got to do. You will get an email from us with your username and password, but it is the email that the office has. So it's not maybe it's your personal, maybe it's the office email, but whatever they have on file for you, that is the email that we have. Everybody's password right now is password, capital P, password 123 exclamation point. You are welcome, of course, to change it once you get into the back end of the website and you're able to change that. So a little bit more about one of my partners. This is Nicole B, aka Nikki B. So some of you women might know her. She is actually the owner and founder of Real Estate Talk for Women. We are actually making a Real Estate Talk for Men, but she's got about 70,000 people or so in her circle. She is a huge part of our business. I've always worked with Nikki. We've always done trainings together. But it wasn't until recently I said, "Hey, do you want to partner up?" And so she's a partner with us now. But Nikki brings now, while she is still practicing real estate, her team, she runs I want to say almost a seven-figure business, to be honest with you. But she runs a very successful business out of St. George, Utah. But Nikki is bringing a lot of training to you guys. So I want everybody to understand this membership. We have over 4,000 templates in there. We have everything under the sun and growing, but we also have training. I just had a really important meeting this morning, and I had one yesterday, where we're bringing in all kinds of different experts as well to be training and coaching you guys inside the membership. So I want you guys to think of this for now, other than print marketing, it truly is going to be your one-stop shop for everything that you need. I got a request actually this morning. We have a long list of requests, but I got a request this morning from a lady. Actually, is Amy Matheson. You guys know her. She asked us, she said, "Hey, can you design one of those coffee table books?" She said, "I have a couple agents asking." So as you guys navigate our website and navigate the membership, if you come across something that we don't have or you would like it, just send us an email, okay? So we'll provide all that information, and we make a long running list. All right, so let's get started. Realtors, you spend so much time trying to do everything yourself. When I sold real estate, it was actually in 2008, and social media was a thing, but it wasn't, up to speed where we are now. We were still door knocking. I was in the bullpen making calls and walking the fire every single day. So you guys, now I just got off a call actually with another person too this morning, and she was like, "Gosh, it's like we have to be socialites anymore. Like, when did real estate become such a sexy career?" And I was like, you're right. You've got all these HGTV shows and Netflix shows now where they're glamorizing the real estate industry, and so the normal folk, you feel the pressure to keep up with the Joneses, I guess, and the younger kids, they're doing TikToks and all the things. So with that though, you're being pushed in a million different directions by salespeople saying, "Hey, Gary, you need this," or, "Hey, Johnny, you need that." And a lot of agents are trying to do everything all at one time, and you're basically just falling flat, okay? So when we designed Agentwise Design, we knew that people are spending way too much time in Canva. Not only are they spending way too much time, but they're not designing good stuff. And then in that good stuff, they are not converting and they're not actually growing their business. Okay. So we want you to know that this is one of those tools that I want you guys to log in every day. I want you to get excited about your marketing, and I want you to understand I'm serious as a heart attack when I say I have people every day, every month, every week emailing us, "Ash, I got this," or "I got this new piece of business, XYZ, from my social media." So if you are thinking right now in a negative energy, like, "Oh, social media doesn't work," I promise you it does, okay? Nowadays, people are, they're going to Google you. Let's just be real, right? They're going to Google you, or they're going to search you on Facebook or Instagram. They want to see what they're working with, okay? Especially if they're going to sell and or buy their biggest investment. So I want you to get excited and do all the things every day in the membership. You guys are in, let me get these people in here, sorry. You guys are in the business of building relationships, so and closing deals, right? You're not spending, you shouldn't be spending endless hours creating your content, scrambling what to figure out. We've already done that workaround for you, okay? We have spent the hours and hours and hours of research and design and all the things, and all you have to do, you guys, is plug and play, okay? And we're gonna go over all that. But successful realtors, you guys are using smart systems to free up your time. So when I actually bring on a marketing client, one of the first things that I ask them, I say, what time do you wake up in the morning? I am 35 with a 2-year-old, so there's that. But like this morning, she wanted to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. My normal day, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning because nobody else in my house is up and I can organize my time. I can be efficient and follow the systems that I know I do daily. So if you're listening right now and you're like, yeah, I don't have a routine. This is not a normal job where you've got a boss and you clock in, clock out kind of deal. You have to be efficient, okay? So, again, going back to this, I want this to be one of those systems or one of those tools that you say you fit it in every day, 30, 45 minutes a day of social media marketing. Fit it into your schedule, okay? But successful realtors, they're using smart systems, okay? Like I said, it's a plug and play system. So, everything that we have designed, you can manipulate, which I'm going to show you some of the templates, but you can manipulate if you want to. You don't have to. All you legally do have to do is put the logo for the office. Make sure, of course, that you put any other information. Like some brokerages, they have to put their license number. Some have to put the office phone number. So whatever it is, clear it with your brokerage, and make sure that everything's up to speed. Okay. All right, so what's inside the membership? So when I started this, like I said, during 2020, I knew my clients obviously need flyers. I knew that they needed your basic testimonials and your listing presentation and all those little things, right? But it is kind of cool to say this, and I had no idea that Agentwise Design was going to grow. Not only did it grow our marketing company naturally, but this, I mean, almost 10,000 people, you guys, in 5 years is crazy. Okay. And I want to tell you, if I can remember, I want to say we had maybe 300 or 400 clients during 2020. So we grew drastically with the marketing side too. But naturally, what happened was, and I didn't think this was going to happen, people all over the country, all over the world, we have people in Australia, Canada, all the things. They're like, Ashley, you don't have this. Can you make this? What do you think about making something like this? Right. So, like I said, we have a huge running list, and I'm talking there's hundreds of items that we're still working through. But this has been built by other realtors. So you can trust and rest assured that I guarantee you, if you need it, it's probably in here. Okay. Some of the little off the wall things that people are asking us to design, they want to do like a spooky Halloween recipe postcard, right? So that's not like you don't need it, but it's cool to have it inside the membership. But all the major things I guarantee are already in there. So like I said, over 4,000 templates. All of our stuff, you guys, it is very neutral, okay? And we did that intentionally because everybody has a different brand. So my understanding, I'm not sure if Michelle or Dana are on here, but my understanding is you guys are allowed to step off the brand, maybe get it approved or do whatever you need to do, but you just legally please make sure you put Maximum One's logo where it's legible and big enough to see, okay? But I am proud to say this, so you guys, we are the only membership still on the market, which blows my mind, that has a masculine, a feminine, and a luxury side to our membership. So just because, let me pick on somebody else here. Well, we'll just pick on Gary. I see, I see your picture. So Gary,
Hi.
because you're a guy, that does not mean by no means you couldn't step into the feminine membership and use those as well. So we'll go over all of that. We have, you know what? Let me get into the membership before I move any further there. So the website, it is just agentwisedesign.com. Okay. When you guys log in, you're going to go to member login. Again, your email, whatever you have with the office, and capital P, password 123 exclamation point. So log in. And when you get to the login screen, you're going to see a dashboard. This is going to change.
Forward to seeing you on the 15th.
This is going to change a little bit come December. The only thing that will change is it will say feminine, masculine, and then gold label up here. Right now, the gold label is here on the side, okay? So, in the chat, how many is in here? Not too many, so 28 people. In the chat, go ahead, let me know so I can go back and read these if you don't mind. Let me know how many of you have the pro version of Canva. Pro version. Yes, okay, cool. If you don't have the pro version, I highly recommend getting it. I know some brokerages, they have like one Office Pro or whatever it is, but I highly suggest getting it. You guys, it's like 12 bucks a month or something crazy. But I will send out to Dana and Michelle when we send the replay here. I will send the longest promo code I could possibly find, so you can do that. But you know what? The first things I actually want you guys to do before we get into this feminine masculine stuff, I want you, when you log in, go over to the training. We have trainings every single month as well. But we're going to be training you guys for the next 12 months on various topics. So this is kind of like your introduction to us. Next month, we're going to have something called Canva Boot Camp, where we talk about the basics and fundamentals, newsletters, and all the things. But when you come into this training, we have to update this a little slightly, actually. But you'll see we've got Canva training, real estate training, and then this is new social media training. This is brand new, so nothing in there yet. But when you come over to Canva training, all the little things that you need to know before we do talk next month, they're in here. So if you were wondering, I think someone said, hey, no, I don't have it. I think it was Billy. Yeah, or Bill. So Bill's like, no, I don't have Canva Pro. Feel free to watch this video here, but I paid a gal that works for Canva to film all these different videos for you guys. And then these ones I did myself, okay? But this library is constantly updating. All right, so let's get back to the dashboard. You do that by coming over here on the left-hand side. So like I said, this will say feminine, masculine, gold. So let's get into feminine. Everything that is in here, y'all, is very organized. Both of my parents are Army veterans, and I just was raised like a straight arrow. That's all I could say. I'm very OCD, and it's funny to see my daughter. She puts her crayons like in order. It's so funny, but everything is extremely organized. So if you are looking for social posts, you'd come into here. Now, you do need to be logged into your Canva. So if you don't have it saved on your computer, I would do that. Obviously, please know your Canva password. I get that. I get those emails every single week, and I'm thinking to myself, why would I know your Canva password, right? So just do yourself a favor, write it down, save the password, do whatever you got to do. But just remember, always remember your passwords, okay? So stay logged into it. Now, when you come into the social posts here, every single one of these blocks has 20 templates, okay? So I'm gonna click into the first one. So it's really important to know these steps, and please write this down. This recording will only be for 1 week. So if you need to go back and watch it, it does expire after 1 week. So next Wednesday, it'll be gone, or Tuesday night or so. But the first thing you're gonna do, you're going to click it, and then you're gonna click Edit Template. We name them whatever, we name it in-house. So this one's like feminine social post 1, right? Maybe you want to title it something different. You don't have to, but maybe you want to. And if you do, this is how you name your projects. You just come in here and double click and write whatever you want. That's the second step. The third step is you're going to come over here to File, and then you're going to move it to a folder. So Bill, if you don't have the pro version, please, you guys hear me out on this. Again, please don't fight me on it. It's the best $12 or whatever you'll ever spend. But if you don't have the pro version, you can't do this step. You can't put designs into folders. where that could be a little bit problematic, right? If you're running out of time and you need to go back and look for something, you're really searching through, okay? So the third step is move it to a folder. You can already go ahead and pre-set up your folders on the dashboard of Canva, or you can do it right here in the design, okay? So yeah, so you're going to download it, edit it, name it, and then file and move to the folder. Now, the reason why we put 20 in a bundle, I get this question often, and how do I know that there's 20? Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, it says pages one, see the page one of 20, okay? But the reason why we put 20 in here is because we really do want to teach agents how to batch their content. So this is a great mixture of buyer content, seller content, and your run of the mill like generalized. Hey, I'm a realtor, I help buyers, sellers, etc. So it's a good roundabout of a batching. Okay, so let's just hypothetically say that you're at an open house and it's a little slow and you got a little bit of time to kill, or you're just waiting on people, whatever it is. You truly, guys, you can do your marketing, I promise you, in 2 hours for the entire month. I am going to teach you guys a class called Batching Your Content. I could do someone's marketing. I don't really do anybody's marketing anymore, but I can do somebody's marketing for the whole month in like 45 minutes. That's how stupid easy we made this, okay? So the big deal is, and I want y'all all to pay attention here and understand this part. You can change the fonts if you want to. You can change the colors. You do not by any means need to use this specific frame. So we'll teach you guys all these little basic things next month. But I want to note that you can change these things. You can change the photos out, all the things. I know that there's some other memberships out there and they like lock it. If anything ever looks locked, like you don't need to put Agentwise design on here. We're just kind of suggesting maybe that's where you put your logo, of course. But if anything is ever locked, so for example, let's just pretend that this is locked. It's not a permanent lock, okay? All you do is you click it and then you unclick it twice to unlock it and then do whatever you got to do with it, okay? So we give our people free will. But keep in mind, I guess, if you are thinking about starting your own, your brand colors or whatever, keep in mind the blue for maximum is such a deep blue that you don't necessarily want to put like a brown and a yellow and an orange and all the things with it, okay? So keep in mind all of that. But yeah, all of our templates are very, very modern. Everything is filled out for you. Um, all you have to do, like I said, is drag and drop. Now, I'm sure some of you are thinking, do I have to keep putting, Teresa Red every single time on the templates? And do I got to keep typing my phone number? And the answer is no. We're going to email you guys basically what's called a cheat sheet, I guess is what we call it in-house, where Teresa, all you have to do is type it one time, and then we're going to teach you how to group it and how to copy and paste it so you don't have to, again, spend even more time doing that. Is it going to take you a long time to do this? No, but I can't tell you how many times people make those typos, and or they forget a phone number, or they forget a number on their phone number, etc. They forget the registered mark here on Realtor. Please, you guys don't take that off of there, okay? But little things like that. So I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to ungroup it, there you go. So everything's super organized, okay? So that is the social post. Now, when you scroll down, basically, in here, we also have local content. So I'm just gonna click this real quick just so you see. And basically whatever's in the feminine is in the masculine. But this one has 50 templates inside of it. So 50 different ways that you can talk about, local things that are going on. People love these categories. Like here's my favorite breakfast spots. And just because I'm sure you're probably picking up on this, but I'm sure you're realizing, I said a million times, right? You can type whatever you want. This does not need to say breakfast. This could say my favorite coffee shop or whatever it is, okay? So there's that. Of course, we've got buyer needs in here, and essentially what that is like when you have a buyer that is looking for a house. We've got 8 different templates in here. And of course, you're not in Southern California, so switch that out, okay? maintenance tips, and instant home valuation. So that's what's under social posts. And just because I know, and we might change this because I think it is confusing some people, but just because it says Instagram social posts, that does not mean it cannot go on Facebook and LinkedIn. Um, we had to recently, and I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, had the old Instagram layout where everything was a square. That was a pain in the butt. We had to go resize thousands of templates. So the size, if you want to write this down, if you are going to make some more or do your own or whatever, the size for Instagram now is 4 and then semicolon 5, 4, 5. And that's what size all of these templates are 4 or 5. So if we, and I guess another little freebie for you guys, when we're posting for our actual marketing clients, what we do to save even more time is we post on Instagram first and we let it feed into their Facebook. You can post on Facebook and let it feed into Instagram, but I just find it faster Instagram to Facebook. Okay. All right, so that's that. Now, documents. This is obviously a big collection. This is where you're going to find everything that you need. This is probably one of the larger categories that people keep asking us to make. Like we made some more prospecting letters. We made for sale by owner letters. How's the market letters? I mean, all kinds of different things. Okay, so lots of fun stuff here in the documents. I'm proud to say I had a young girl, or young woman, she's 22, 23 years old. She called me up a couple months ago. She goes, Ashley, oh my God, I got a $3.8 million listing from the prospecting letter. And then she showed up to the listing with our listing presentation. So I thought, wow, that is so cool. But she came into, it was this one here. And by no means, you don't have to use again this verbiage here, right? But she did this and she mocked it up. I think her colors are like teal and gold. And anyways, the people basically just noticed her marketing and they thought, okay, like you're giving it your all, and this is different than what we keep receiving. So that was pretty cool. So that's under documents. I don't think we're going to go through every category, but here we've got like recruiting brokerage stuff. And by no means, it's not just for brokers. For example, meet the team. I had someone do this just this morning, actually. There's quite a bit in here. Yeah, there's 40 different things in here. Now, the brokers, right, they could say, hey, welcome to the team, Hannah. But you could use this template, hey, happy birthday, Johnny, right? Or whatever it is, like welcome home, welcome to your new home. Like, whatever it is, please just always remember you can repurpose stuff, okay? So that's a cool little category there. Let me get out of, oops. Yeah. So guides, this is where you're going to find like your buyer guides, your seller, your local guides. And as you start listening to Nicole, my partner, Nikki B, you will understand why you want to start using these guides, because not only obviously are you giving good information out there, but these are the things that are going to make you money. I promise you. Okay. So check back for her trainings on all the guides, but we've got a really, like, check out this foodie guide. I thought this one was so cute. I love trying new restaurants, and especially like when we go places, we want to know what's cool, and that's the ideology about, behind this one. For example, like if you've got somebody that's never been to your area, they're moving there, they want to know, right, the best schools, the best restaurants, the best whatever. So like you could really turn this into like a vendor guide or a city guide or a local guide. This one just happens to be about food, but really, really cute stuff. Okay. So yeah, again, follow Nicole's training on those. So the guides, what else we got in here? Postcards, self-explanatory stories. We've got about 80 or so stories in here. So if you aren't already posting on your stories, I just want to ask you why. Okay. Is it a time thing? Do you forget about it? Whatever it is. I promise you, my clients know we do not miss a beat. They need to post on their stories because that is where the people DM you or they engage with you a lot faster than a post. Okay. So this category is constantly growing. I love the holidays. Now, if you don't celebrate all the holidays, that's okay. you know, you don't have to use any of these, you can change them up. But let's go into fall, for example. Um, we pulled out some of like the bigger holidays, like your Halloween, your Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, but each one of these blocks again has multiple templates. So if somebody doesn't mind, I'm gonna pick on somebody here. Joanne, do you mind unmuting yourself real quick? Sorry, sometimes I forget like there's other people on the call. Here, let me unmute you. There you
Hi.
Hi. So I'm going to quiz you, and if it's wrong, it's okay. But when I download this Halloween one, okay, what is the second step that I need to do? So I downloaded it. It's now in your Canva. So what do you need to do from here?
Okay. I'm not sure. I mean, select one of the templates and adapt it to make the changes that I want to see.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
can.
sure.
Well, so the second step you guys want to do is if you need to name it, you want to name it, and then
Right,
third step is you're going to file and move it to a folder. So maybe your folder is called Halloween, or maybe it's called holidays, and then inside the holidays is a Halloween folder. So there's 31 different options for you guys in here for Halloween stuff. Um,
right.
so a move can be scary. Let me help you. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But cool stuff in here. But yeah, just always I want to drill that through to everybody that you guys want to put these in folders, because you will either love or hate me if you can't find. I mean, there's thousands of things in here and growing. Okay, so folders, folders. Okay. Let me show you all the Christmas stuff. So the winter, and I'm actually gonna pull up. You know what? Hold on. Let's see, let me do my actual Canva. And look, see, we'll talk about this in the next call, but because I have my stuff in folders, I can quickly find what I'm looking for. So, I don't know if I want to do the Christmas one or not. All right, yeah, let's do this Christmas one. So these aren't in gold label yet, the Christmas, because we're not there yet, but they will be loaded appropriately. So, all right, so check out this template, okay? The ultimate list, 75 greatest Christmas movies. Again, I don't beat a dead horse, but you can change these out if you want. But this is the layout of this, okay, inside the luxury side. Now, if I come over to the Christmas on the feminine side, this is what it looks like here. So we basically are just, repurpose the way that we were putting this content out there. So it looks different. It's a lighter, brighter. That's a little bit darker. The masculine side, if anybody's wondering, like it's basically just different fonts, and maybe not as girly of the photos, a little bit deeper of the photos. So, and we're actually still switching out quite a few of the masculine ones. So if you see us in there, that's what we're doing. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys, like you can come into, the gold label if you're like, hey, I am a luxury agent. I want a little bit more sophistication. I don't like the light and bright. You could do that, okay? So let me get back to this. But yeah, you guys, all that stuff. But now under winter, for example, these are not necessarily holidays, but it's like, okay, it's National Cookie Day. Buying or selling is a sweet experience. It's National Roof Over Your Head Day. We tried to pick things that weren't too lame, like I don't know, National Wear Your Hat Backwards Day, or like that doesn't relate to the real estate industry. So there's just quite a few different things like that inside these bundles as well. All right, so let's get out of holidays. Testimonials, just like it sounds. If you guys aren't actively getting testimonials, please go get them. It's people, they need to see that proof in the pudding. Okay. When you're at the closing table, after the closing, whatever it is, anybody actually that can speak on your professional behalf, go ahead and get a testimonial from them. Okay. Oops, sorry. So we have 42 and growing in that section. Now here's the listing presentation. I feel like this is, I like the second one better. So let's just do the second one. This is something that you will work the most on at first initially, okay? It is pretty lengthy. It's 36 pages. You do not need to do all 36 pages, of course. But like here, if you ever see something that says lorem ipsum, it's never ever going to be on our social post, but sometimes in the guides, we're just basically giving you that opportunity to put whatever you want there, okay? But for the most part, we have filled out our listing presentation. So who you partner with matters. You know, we put in all this information. Obviously, please pay attention to these things. Like these are not, these are fake, right? So put your own information in there. But the thing is with the listing presentation and the guides, all of the guides, once you do it one time, you don't have to do it again, okay? Except when we come down to the comps. So this is what should be the only thing that you need to update every single time, right? Are the comps. Everything else though is filled out and you're done with it, okay? I'll tell you what some of my clients do, customers do when and we'll talk about all the boot camp stuff. We'll talk about all these different buttons and stuff, but your guides, your listing presentations, you can use a company called, I didn't plan on talking about this, well, let's talk about it. Heyzine.com or Heyzine. It's Heyzine. Here, I'll put it in the chat as well. So what some of my people do with this is basically like Flipbook is another one. This is basically like when you download a PDF, you can upload it to you know, a company like this. And to my understanding, this is free up to, yeah, it's free up to 5 books. So let's just think this through. We have newsletters, which we'll show you. So you could do a newsletter here. You could do your listing presentation, maybe a buyer guide, seller guide, and maybe a local guide. And then just swap out your listing presentation and your newsletter monthly. The other 3 should stay the same until you update them. But even so, it's really affordable here, irregardless. But I truly think you could do the free one. But what this product is essentially, it's like the cool factor. So let's say you can put music behind it. I don't think necessary, but you would download your PDF. So like you would download your listing presentation as a PDF, upload it here, and it turns it into an interactive thing. So while you are at that listing presentation, this is just, again, that little step up like, hey, I take my business serious. I'm great at marketing. You know, you guys, I promise you're going to look like rock stars when you're online doing this stuff. They're going to be like, man, who did you hire? Okay, so trust me when I tell you that. But these little things, I would look into them, okay? So your listing presentation, and again, we have like 4 or 5 of them. We are actually right now in the middle of crafting a luxury one. We had to change the content because like a luxury listing is different than showing up at a $300,000-$400,000 house, right? So your market updates, this is, in my opinion, this is probably the most important other than like your flyers and stuff. I think that every agent should get into the habit of doing these regularly, okay? Because what do people ask you as a realtor? How's the market going? How's the market going? And I see so much missed opportunity. People will just put out whatever their office put out. You know, no, and if you are, that's fine. But where's the call to action? Are they going to call you, or are you just giving free information and not getting anything in return, right? Most people. So we have 37 in here in the feminine side, again, masculine and gold. But in my opinion, you guys, this is an opportunity for you to get some leads or get some engagement, okay? So if you don't know this, everything that's inside Canva, that's a picture. We will call these elements moving forward, but every element you can actually turn into a video. So in my opinion, I feel like this is something that you should be able to talk about. How's the market going? Because you and I own a couple houses. I'm just like a baby investor. But I have worked in real estate for most of my life, right? So I understand what it means. But to the common folk or the first time home buyer, they don't understand. So it's your opportunity to film a video and really showcase like your expertise and like your tone of voice and all of that, right? So you can grab these numbers typically from your office, from the board. You can research it yourself, of course, but I would say most agents, most put this out once a month. Some of our people put it out weekly, and that's up to you, okay? But if you were going to, I'll just show you real quick. If you were going to upload a video into here, you would just basically, film it on your phone or your camera or whatever, get it over to the uploads, and then you would just drag and drop it as if you were a photo. And I'm just want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to type in palm trees. I live in Florida. So I'm under elements. That's where you're always going to find your photos, your videos, your frames. This is called a frame. That's where you're going to find that stuff. Now I'm going to navigate to videos, and I'm just going to pull this one here. So I'm taking it, I'm just dragging it in there. So you can see what I'm saying. It went from just being a boring, I don't want to say boring, but just a picture to now it's being a video. And I'm telling you from the nerdy side of the content marketing, this is going to yield you more views without having to spend money because they rank videos higher. Okay. What you could do, and what quite a few of my clients do, is they will make like a market update like this, and then they'll post a video beside it. So it's basically like two different posts like in one. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of great opportunity for you to come in here and really shine. Okay. So write that down if you're not doing market updates. Let's see here. QR codes, we got stuff in there now, your flyers. We've got the 8.5 by 11. We've got the social size, which is 4 or 5. So it fits perfect on Instagram. And then we have our old flyers. The old flyers are sized in a square. So we converted most of them to the social size, but some people liked our old ones. So we kept the squares there. Please, you guys don't put these old ones on Instagram. It's so cut off and it looks stupid. I would only put that on Facebook or LinkedIn, okay? Or you can message it, you could text it, you could email it, whatever. I just would not put those on Instagram. All right, so email signatures, lots of fun stuff. Facebook covers. We just made a really nice Facebook cover for a lady this morning. Business cards, when you come into here, we've got your vertical business cards and your horizontal business cards. Your vertical ones, what's kind of cool is if you do make these, and then let's just say you text it to your SOI, like that's an opportunity, in my opinion, to say, hey, I'm just checking in with you. Do you mind saving my card? And why would you ask your SOI to save your digital business card, right? Because a lot of these Facebook groups, I own quite a few groups. I own over 100 groups, okay? I got bored one day. But quite a few of these groups, they're always like, I'm looking for a realtor in Atlanta. I'm looking for somebody in Buckhead. I'm looking for, you want your people to kind of be selling for you and being on the lookout for you as they're scrolling. So not a bad idea to just ask them, hey, do you mind saving this? Then what's cool is too, when you do text this to them, it fills that entire phone screen. Obviously, you can send them off to the print company and get them printed as well. Well, speaking of this real quick though, we don't have them yet. We're working on them. We only have like a couple, but we are actually starting to build them to look like, let's just say the metropolitan of Atlanta, or let's just say the state of Georgia, and where you guys can drop little like location points or stars or whatever it is, and also a breakout, like a little box where you can break out and say which areas you do service. Okay, we have been asked a million times for things like that. And again, I think that those are really cool for you also to market yourself in these Facebook groups with referral partners. Y'all live in the Atlanta metropolitan, or maybe you live in Atlanta. My little sister, she lives there in Buckhead, and I know the hustle and bustle it is there, so you have to stand out, right? So we're really making some really cool strides there. Landing pages, this is coming soon. Brand colors, if you just need a brand kit. Client care, this is different, and this is a new category to us. But like this is where we have a cookbook that was a request from a lady in New Jersey. And anyways, what she did with this said cookbook, I'll open it up for y'all. It's pretty big. It's, yeah, 52 pages. You can of course put your church recipes, your own recipes, whatever. But what this woman did in particular, she printed this as a hard, she sent it to a print company and they printed it as a hardback cover. She put some of her own recipes, of course, but she gives these as closing gifts. So they're branded to her real estate business, but it's like a recipe, a collection of her recipes. The one girl, or no, it wasn't a girl, sorry, one guy, he's in Philadelphia. He goes, "Can I sell this on Etsy?" I said, "No." But technically, yes, if you make your own cookbook, we might have a training on that. You could sell your cookbooks on Amazon and Etsy and whatever. So that's a whole nother thing. But that's what that category is. And of course, logos, banners, yard signs, pretty self-explanatory. Now, here's where we get a little, I don't want to confuse y'all, so please, again, write it down, go back and watch whatever. But this side over here, when you come over to gold label, again, this will be on the main dashboard pretty soon, but this is where you'll find your luxury stuff. Okay, now content resources, this is the stuff other than this newsletter here. This is the stuff that's not necessarily posted, you know, you don't want to post on social media. It's more like my internal like trainings or my internal brain dump, I guess, if you will, for you guys. Okay, so like yearly content ideas, this I break it down. Like here's some more national and fun holidays. So if we open this up, let's just say like January 15th is National Hat Day, you know, like all these little ones that I didn't think were too weird. Okay. So we pulled through those. Video ideas, basically just like what it sounds. Here's some ideas for videos, etc. Now, when we get into, I'll go over newsletters in a second here, but when we get into PDF printables, again, this is more of that internal. So if you are thinking, I really think you should start your own Facebook group because lots of leads in there. I have an entire guide, and I promise y'all, I am the queen of Facebook groups and making money off of them and all the things. But this is a really great guide that I put together for you guys that talks all about Facebook groups. Okay. So that's essentially like all this kind of stuff in here. This is like my brain dump and it's training for you guys. Okay. Now, if I go back now to the, well, actually, let's look at stock photos. This password changes often and you will always get the password. But right now, if you want to write this down, please, it's 0718 and then press enter. So this is growing, and if there's any photographers, please reach out to me. But this is growing. I wanted to have a stock library of stuff for you guys to be able to use. So I did pay quite a bit of money for these pictures, and I got the verbal and written permission from that photographer. Y'all are allowed to do whatever you want with these photos. You just can't print them and then sell them at the flea market. Okay. You can print them on a canvas and do whatever you want, put it in your house, just don't sell her photos, okay? But the reason why I wanted these, because you guys are a great example. You all have KV Core or whatever they're calling themselves now. And I guarantee you, most of you have never changed that background photo on your website. KV Core, if you use it the right way, I promise y'all, it is probably one of the best websites and CRMs out there by far. We do lead generation for a living, and it's super powerful. And you also want to think about it, right? Like if you're doing your marketing the right way and you're putting the call to action, you're putting your website, you know how many clicks you get to your website? I really want to encourage all of you to put, it's called Google Analytics or a company like it. Put that on the back end of your website so you can track where's the traffic coming from. And I guarantee you most of it's Facebook and Instagram, right? But when you own a business, because you all own your own small business, right? You're working for yourself, right? But when you own a business, so many people don't take websites serious, okay? I don't know why, but in marketing and in my world especially, I always teach people, I'm like, think of it as a circle, okay? You've got your social media that feeds to your website. You've got your website that should be feeding back to your socials, right? And then you got that third part. That third part is you, that face-to-face networking. Your SOI, you're at a networking event, you're at an open house, like whatever it is, you should be feeling confident enough to say, hey, go to my website, go check me out on Facebook. I'd love to connect with you. A lot of people miss that boat. I'm successful because I have a gift for gab, thank you, Jesus. But I also know that I have to tell people, would you mind checking me out on Facebook? Connect with me. I'd love to stay connected to you. I have no problem saying that to people. And truly, I don't think y'all should either, okay? So these photos, you can put them on your website, do whatever the heck you want to do. They are organized. It says kitchen, living room, et cetera, et cetera. We are trying to get more photographers to give us the permission if they're not charging an arm and a leg, because obviously here's some palm trees that won't work for you, okay? So stock photos. Now blog content, this is another thing going back to your website. We load every single month new blogs on here, okay? Right now there's 36 of them. This is kind of new to us. But these are pretty much your run-of-the-mill stuff. I don't ever want to get too far in depth with the rates and all that stuff because that changes all the time, obviously. And two, you know, you have to be careful what you say. So all of these are neutral blogs, but essentially all you're going to do, go in the back end of your KV core, and you're just going to copy and paste these blogs. Okay, we have them organized. So this is like one blog, these 2 pages here, the next one, so on and so forth. Okay, so excuse me, that's what that is. Now the newsletters, everybody loves these newsletters. I get a lot, and I mean hundreds of emails, texts, whatever, every month. People talking about the newsletters. So I'm going to open up actually June, July, and let's do September actually, because it's not too themed. So again, when you're going to come in here, edit, absolutely, you guys make a folder called newsletters and title it, you know, whatever it is. So again, you can change whatever you want to do here, okay? But the month of June, we had Father's Day, we had June was home ownership month, so we put a little write-up about that. But every single month, I want you guys to know that the beginning is always going to have like an introduction. You should recap like what's going on or what happened the month prior, check in with your people, that little personal note. But we always are going to put a section where it says like a featured local business. We will do a training on this probably next year, like maybe January or February. But we talk about getting out into your community and connecting with local businesses and cross marketing and all the things. So it'll make sense. But just kind of know that we always put that there. We always have a spot for our market update, things to do. We always put a featured listing and maintenance tips. And then whatever else we put in each month, it's just like extra fluff, okay? The newsletter class, if I have it correct, what are we in October? We will be teaching you guys the newsletter class in December. I will be teaching it at the end of this month inside the membership. So if you want to watch it obviously sooner, you can do that. But for your specific office, it'll be in December. But I wanted to show y'all July. So July, we obviously were a little bit heavier on the patriotic side. But again, if that's not your vibe, change it out, okay? But I just wanted to show you. So like I said, we still do the community events. We did the market update, but you see how we've repurposed it and it looks different. We still have the maintenance tips, etc. And we have some articles. Now I want to show you September because there wasn't like too much going on in September, like holiday specific. But football season, if you don't drink alcohol or you don't want this on there, whatever, I wanted to make sure that the girls, when they design this, that you guys can move these little stickers out if you didn't want those, okay? But it's just a little bit more neutral this month, okay? So I just want to show you that. Now, if you come into the newsletter section, you see how it says 2024 collection? You guys, just because we're in October doesn't mean you couldn't have used April, some of the inserts from April or March or whatever. You just probably going to change the colors around. But the 2024 collection essentially has every month from last year. At the end of this year, we're obviously going to archive and put them for 2025, okay? So that's what is under all of that is under content resources. Now, this is where I don't want y'all to be confused, but it's a little confusing, I guess. But If you come over here now where it says content and captions, so how this came about, quite a few people kind of came to me and said, Ash, oh my gosh, girl, I love these templates, but wow, you have a lot going on. I was like, yeah, I know. They're like, how do I find this? How do I find that? So this is for my people that just want to get in and get out every day. We essentially take our own templates, um, and we curate for the entire month. Okay. So like here's October. So October, we're always again gonna have some kind of maintenance, whatever it is, right? But what's cool about the content and captions, it's like here's the content and there's the caption. There's the content, there's the caption. So you truly, y'all could really come in here and you really can nail down your marketing in like 1 hour for the whole month. You're just gonna work through the thread, and then schedule. Like this one was cute, Small Business Saturday. I don't know what day that is, but I think there is a Small Business Saturday like in November after Black Friday, I believe. But this again is just saying Small Business Saturday. I want to highlight whatever it is, right? And you can do that. Okay, so really cool stuff in there. So that's what content and captions is. We of course have the 2024 collection. You can go back and do all that too in here and look at, they're not always specific to that month. So you really could come in here and use any of them, right? Now the content strategy. Hold on. The content strategy, what this is basically the,
Hello.
yes. Oh, so what this is this is basically the strategy for the whole month, but this is more than just one single post. This is where you will find our reels in here. So we post a new reel every single Wednesday in here. This is also where you're going to find a carousel. So a carousel is essentially like, for example, let's open this one up. So a carousel is like multiple different, posts, but it's like one post. So you would scroll through to keep reading. So you're not going to find carousels inside the membership. You will only find them under the content captions. So should I buy a house now or wait? 3 things to consider. And then it's like, okay, go to the next page, right? So you basically just need to fill out your picture here, your information, make sure you put the logo for the office and all that and post it. But what is cool about the content strategy is we wanted to make sure though that you guys understood the why. So we put, when you open this up, let me go back, I know I did that fast. When you're under content strategy, you're gonna click open and it's gonna pop this open. So you can see a preview of it too, which is cool. But we're talking about like, why are you doing this? And then obviously we're still giving you the caption. Now, some of these, not this one in particular, but some of them have instructions. And if they are instructions, we have a video. So like, for example, some of them might have a Google map that you need to insert, like homes that you've sold in this area. And it's a Google map, and agents like, well, how do I get that Google map of the farm area that I've sold? How do I map that out? Well, we're teaching you, right? So that's what's really cool about the content or the content strategy. It is a little bit longer of a process though, because sometimes, these have like those call to actions that you need to watch, right? So yeah, really, really cool stuff in here. And we do again the whole month. So you have options. You guys got options. You can go curate from the membership. You can get in and out content captions. You can do a mixture of the both, whatever it is. You have a lot of stuff at your fingertips. I could only imagine if I was a realtor nowadays, man, I would be running circles around some of these agents because I don't know why, but a lot of people like they just don't keep up with their marketing. So if you have been watching this whole thing and you're like, okay, I know that this is a lot. It's a lot for us too. But if you're watching this and you truly have it in your mind, like, I am not going to do this. It's cool, but I don't have the time or whatever it is. I still own the marketing company. So typically we charge $3.99 a month, but now it's $1.99 for you guys for your office. It is a year contract. After that initial year, though, it is month to month. So we post every single day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook and LinkedIn. We post Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Instagram. When you guys have activity, as you do, right? You get a new listing, you got an open house, pending, sold, testimonial, etc. We don't need, how do I say this the best way? We don't need babysat. We have a system in place where you would fill out, hey guys, you know, I just got this new listing. I have one girl that wakes up, or not, I don't know what time she wakes up, but every time in the morning, about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, she checks everybody's trackers. And then she basically puts the whole day together for the next girl that makes all the flyers. That girl then gets it to the next person that actually does the scheduling. So I have a whole system. So you really have 8 people every day that work for you. Okay. I have one person that just shares in the local groups. We share in local groups for you guys. So for $199, I'm not trying to be a salesperson here, but I want you to think that through. If you're like, I need help, we're here for you, right? I'm going to put my calendar link. If you are thinking, saying, hey, like I need that help, this is my calendar link. Just book a call. It's a 30-minute call. After, if someone does want to sign up, essentially what happens is we book a one-on-one hour call, and I get to know you better. I get to know, do you say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays? Are you Jehovah? Do you eat meat? Are you vegan? Right? Like we really get to know our clients because we have to. Okay. And okay, so the last thing here is the support. So I do pay a company. This page is actually going to change quite drastically, but if you come into something that's just weird, okay, please, you guys, you're welcome to message me, email us, but definitely make your first stop, please, the support company. They're very good at getting back to you pretty quick, but most of the time it's people just like not knowing their passwords or whatever it is. We can always help you reset passwords, but that's why I said from the beginning, save it, write it down, do whatever you gotta do, okay? This community button here, this is basically just like my Facebook group. So I'm real personal with the people in here. There's a lot of people, we give like this, for example, is not in the membership, but we made it and it was just like, these are little pop by tags. So you would print this out and we had a little instruction that went with this said little item. So so that's kind of cool, that kind of stuff. Wow, I have taught this so many times, y'all. We are right on track. So not too many of you, if you want to, I don't know how I can see you raise your hand or unmute yourself if you have any questions. Now we got about 30 minutes or so. Let's see. Someone said, did you say 0718 for the stock photos? Yep. I'm gonna pick on, nobody has questions. Gary, what do you think? Oh, you're muted. Oh, you're muted still. There you go.
I'd like to know when the training starts and what is the schedule for the rest of the year?
I will get with Dana and Michelle. We haven't scheduled it, but each month we will schedule. I believe Alan, I don't know if you guys know Alan and Ming at the other office, but I'm pretty sure Alan said you guys are welcome to join his office too. So we're doing it individually for each office. So if you can't make yours and I have it sooner, then you know, try to do that as well. But yeah, and Tashara, you got your
Yes,
hand.
can you hear me, Ashley?
Yeah, hey.
Hi. I have a quick question. So I went to the link from the website and I logged in. Is it directly connected to my Canva? Like, can I see your templates in my Canva that I pay for, or is it just two separate areas?
Yeah, good questions. And so all of you real quick, you're not all set up. We set up about 230 of you. We've got quite a bit to go. So everybody for sure will be set up by Friday. But that's a great question. So no, you want to make sure, Tashara, that you have your folder set up. So when you log into either on your computer or your cell phone, when you log in and you download that template, that first step is you're going to move that to a folder so that way it stays in your Canva. But yeah, and then obviously when you log in, like they will be in your Canva. So, and that's another thing, if you guys write this down, please, please, please. Um, It's not often that a computer, like a desktop, like a website, matches an application on the phone. The Canva app on your phone is quick. I can't tell you how, my daughter just got over that hand, foot, and mouth disease. That was awful. But I was in and out of the doctors with her. We were at the hospital, all the different things. And I had to still work. I had to get into Canva. And I did so much stuff on my phone. It was incredible. So that was so make sure you put the Canva app on your phone. When does the training start? It's scheduled for the rest of the year. Yep. Are you guys excited about your marketing? Yeah? I'm gonna pick on someone else here. Bill. Or yeah, there you are. So you're the one that said you don't have Canva Pro, right?
Yeah, I don't have the pro version. Uh I have kind of messed around with just the I guess the free part.
Okay.
But that's been a long time ago, so I haven't been doing anything with it for a long time now.
Okay.
But I never did get the pro part of the Canva.
Okay, well, I promise you in the coming months and over the course of the year, you're gonna get the pro. I know it, Bill. You're gonna have it.
Mm,
It is awesome. I mean, see, Irma said it's the pro version and it's great. Yes,
yeah.
it's worth it. I mean, because you guys, everybody, it's like even down to the marketing, right? Like I love cleaning my house, but I most certainly pay someone to come in once a month. And it's like just to alleviate some stress off of my plate, you know? And it's like if you don't have the pro version, I promise you're working around and doing this. And it's like you're sucking so much of your time. And for 12 bucks, it's an afterthought, you know? Not even. Um, Nicole, how you doing? Nicole Calhoun, did you email me? Somebody emailed me earlier. And they're like, what is this? Let's see. Um, and it's only 120.
No, I did not.
You
I-
didn't? Somebody
no.
emailed me earlier. Yeah, it's only $120. Yeah, if you do it annual. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I think it's $15 if you do it monthly, and then 120 if you pay annually. Yeah, so nobody has any questions. I got about, what do we got, like half an hour left if you want. Will you be sending out the promo code for the pro version by Friday? Yes, Teresa. I'm actually, you know what? I am sorry. I have one more thing to show you guys. I will be sending you, no, where is it? This, yeah. So I forget, Tracy. Yeah, Tracy was one of the brokers. She said, she asked, you know, hey, she said, hey, do you mind if you guys go ahead and make like about 100 graphics that are already branded, you know, to the company? So we did do that. Ooh, oh, I need to mute here. Someone's muting. But yeah, so you guys have 100 that I will also be sending over to. So like there's some graphics, there's some events and different things. Now Tracy herself picked these, but they're already ready to go. My only suggestion is make sure you guys have the correct logos, the correct colors and all that. Clear that with Dana or Michelle or whomever you need to. You know, but it's so simple. This is simple. This is Michelle. My audio isn't working. Where will we find the branded templates when available? Good question. So yes, I'm going to send this to you, Michelle. If you don't mind blasting this document, I'll send it as a PDF. Blast this out to the agents or put it in y'all's Facebook group or whatever you got to do. But that will be there. Okay. Is it normal to feel is it normal to feel like a deer in the headlights with all this good stuff? It is. I still feel that way too, to be honest with you. My team will come to me with all these crazy things. Like somebody literally asked me yesterday, can y'all make, you know, wrapping gift bags? I was like, yeah, I guess we could. You know, I guess we'll make a category for that, right? But you could do anything you want. Will you be sending? I think you did that one. All right, guys. With no other questions, we'll get off of here. Oh wait, is there also an MX1 Greater Atlanta Realtor set for these who are Realtors. So no, but they're all in there and you can add. So basically all of these, I do think they say just like their plain logo here, but they're mocked up the colors. So you just switch out to the right appropriate logo and obviously your information. If I subscribe to Agentwise Design, will I get personalized help for something? If I do you want to unmute yourself and ask me real quick? 'Cause I'm sorry, I don't understand it, the question.
I'll start.
Hey,
Hello. Yes. This is just like I'm making a design. I'm getting some issue in that. So will get some help in that, or I have to do everything on my end?
yes, sir. So you do everything on your end unless you say to me, hey, I want help, and then we would take you on as a marketing client and do it for you. But essentially, it's really simple. I promise you guys. I think once you do the Canva boot camp, those that don't understand Canva, we make it really simple, and you just drag and drop. But if you're like, hey, I want it done for me, that is that $199 a month that we charge.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. We're gonna get busy as fast as we can to set you up. There's quite a bit, and I think we set up about 235. I think my assistant said. To be clear, this is paid for by the broker. Yes, yep, it is paid by the broker. Yes, ma'am. All right, well, have a good week. Get excited about your marketing, and those that are lucky got in today. We're gonna keep setting you up, but go check it out and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, we'll talk soon. Bye.